Hello, my name is B.J. Barnes, and my story is about an event which I have titled Enduring Gifts. I am a retiree living at Mount San Antonio Gardens in Pomona. My home here is in a building which faces Bonita Avenue to the south and has a Bonita address. During my childhood years, I lived a few miles to the west in a craftsman-style California cottage, also on Bonita Avenue. It was my birthplace, and across the street was a small Victorian-style house where my parental grandparents and two maiden aunts lived. Excuse me. Both houses were family centerpieces for the citrus orchards upon which livelihoods depended, and where unfettered childhood exploration and play occurred. The viability of both orange ranches depended upon the constant and never-ending attention rendered by my father's aching back and his big, rough, and able hands. He obtained outside help from men he knew personally only for specialized functions such as spraying, fumigating, and heavy pruning. Fruit was picked by crews sent forth from the packing house, where it was processed, packed, and shipped by the co-op. For the most part, the familiarity and dailiness of my experience protected me from fear and anxiety. But a different cast was given the day when the pickers arrived with their trucks, with their ladders and the strangeness of their shouts to each other. I don't recall being told to stay clear of these dark, rough men, but I did. And if a cautionary message was not delivered at home, it was clear that I was being transported to the San Dimas Grammar School because walking would put me in proximity to the Mexican colony. That collection of concrete hovels across from the packing house on Bonita, where pickers and other laborers lived with their families. Things were what they were, and the closest I came to pondering the segregation was about second or third grade. The brown-skinned children were housed in the Mexican school, a wooden building on the same grounds as my brand new school building a few yards away. I was intrigued by the lilting, incomprehensible chorus accompanying child play in the neighboring yard, and spent my recess time at the chain-link fence observing the activity. I was joined at the fence by a little girl on the opposite side. She had shiny black braids in which colorful ribbons were interwoven. The two of us met quite regularly, and without a common language, shyly explored each other with our eyes as we twined our fingers among the steel wires that separated us. One day she smiled and passed a small basket to me through the fence. It was apparent she had made the basket, upon which were sewn blue beads of clear glass. I received many gifts during childhood, and I cannot tell you where they are today. If you had asked me at age 16 why I still had the little basket, I could not have told you. Can I tell you today? I can only weep as I wept when I found a similar little basket among my aunt's possessions after her death. She had attended the school a generation earlier. Her basket had a little note inside. It reads, "A little Mexican boy made this for me when I was in first grade." Here they are, two small baskets, gifts of two children attempting to breach a divide. What were the forces that children separated by a fence and by a generation were seeking to overcome? Today, we might ask, how enduring are these gifts?
That's so wonderful.